Welcome back to another episode of Full Circle with me, Onyx. Got my tea. And let's do some magic. Let's get into this. Three breaths in, really enjoy your breath. Breathe yourself back into your body. Ground it. Release. Okay. 3 breaths is the signal. If you're joining us in this kind of long process of all things magical and mystical, spiritually related, with the foundation of Western Mystery School teachings. Move back behind your eyes, back a little farther to the center of your brain. From that center of your brain, from that far back end of that center, relax and be there. From this spot, whether you visualize it or not, bring your attention and your awareness to the back part of the center of your brain, of your skull. The driver's seat of your avatar body. I remind you to play. What is play but creativity, without expectations, without demands? Your mind released, doing what it wants, is a part of play. Take some healthy breaths. Feel connected to your body. We are not disassociating the old-fashioned way. We're not leaving the body behind. We're not leaving ourselves behind. Everyone gets in the car. Everyone locks the doors, puts on their seatbelts, and gets to go on a ride. No one gets left behind. No more self-abandonment. Channeling in a little message here. The glory. Feeling Glory is one of my favorite words. I call them spirit words when I use words like victorious, glorious, majestic. These are heightened words that raise your vibration and your consciousness instead of the everyday boring language like, that feels good, that's great, that's fine. Such a low vibration. You don't really go anywhere. See yourself as glorious. As Aleister Crowley said, put on your crown before you pick up your sword. In all things magical, having a healthy self-esteem allows you such more opportunity, such more power, such more alignment with all that is good. How can you align with what is good if you do not feel good? If you do not honor the self? Besides self-abandonment, honor thyself as divine. Breathe in some divine breaths. Thank your body, the vehicle, your companion on this journey, your space suit to navigate this realm, literally, not even metaphorically. I am open, free in my body, which allows energy to flow. These are not just statements, but affirmations and commands. And go ahead, find a body position that is relaxing, where you feel free. I feel free with the balance of sitting, yet with a straight spine. So a little tension to hold myself up. Aligned with gravity on the vertical axis. Open-bodied through the shoulders, bringing my shoulder blades back, dropping them down. Is this yoga or is this magic? Is it all the same thing? Moving with unity, consciousness. Let's take some expanded breaths, healthy breaths. Push your limits in your free body. Push your limits around your atmosphere, in your space. Give yourself permission to have 3 feet of space, 6 feet of space, even 12 feet of space. Usually we're so shrunk down into our head, so concentrated. It's like we go blind being too concentrated, too myopic. Burst that bubble. Free yourself now. Give yourself permission to see a bigger picture, the whole picture. Expand. Radiate. Occupy that space. There you go. Does it really matter what I say? No. We're just getting comfortable, owning this space, owning our bodies, anchoring back in. Hello, body. It's been a while. I've been in my head all day, thinking, ruminating, fantasizing, trying to escape. My emotions have been trying to get me back here to you, body. Namaste. I honor you, body. You're more than my servant. You're my best friend. You're the only thing I got in this world. It's about time I start giving you attention. There we go. Something evaporated. some cords, some attachments, some family members, some things outside of ourselves. Now let's do another round. Let's move our awareness back behind our eyes. Behind our face. To the center location, somewhat around the brain. It might be a little high, it might be a little low, it might be dead center. Mine is slightly higher than my eyes, like the pupils of my eyes, slightly higher. Dead center. You can imagine, and if you can't imagine, you can still kind of focus in that proximity. I like to think of something about 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters wide, about the size of a standard pencil eraser, just a perfect little circle, dimly lit in whatever color you choose. You can brighten it up if you'd like. Instead of forcefully concentrating, gently concentrating. Imagine just because you have this point as your focus, your eyes and your face can now relax. Let all the tension go, and this focus point is a place where you can relax. Relax your eyes upon it, your gaze. You should say your gaze, because your eyes are not working. Your eyes are for the three-dimensional world. We are already moving into the etheric and astral plane. Anytime you visualize, think in symbols, shapes, colors, numbers, forms, you are accessing the etheric level of reality, the next plane, the next dimension. And you are also cross-wiring your hemispheres. So in essence, you are doing the fundamental foundation work for true magic. It just so happens it works perfectly in alignment with spirituality, getting connected, becoming clear, all systems turning on. Healthy breathing brings us back to the present moment. Present moment where we touch infinity. The present moment where eternity lingers. This little space, this little platform, we can root into it. You can root into this focus point and relax. You might feel a pulsing sensation. That's what I'm feeling today. And that's good enough, just as long as your awareness is kind of on your center. When we superimpose a symbol like a dot or whatever on our body, around our body, within our body, we integrate. We integrate the energies, the dimensions, and the information. So it kind of like links you up, and we want to do that. So we're not doing a mystical trance, we're not doing out of body, we're accessing the planes, but we're taking our body with us. We're keeping it all organized, woven together, the essence of co-creation and oneness, all things interconnected. the intention, the breath, the body, the symbol, the sensations, the energy, the willpower, the intention. It's all one. Super simple, super fun, and relaxing. At this point, change the shape to something that you want. With eyes opened or with eyes closed, it doesn't matter. This is your journey. This is your vision. This is your meditation. This is your focus. This is your experience. All the essential information has been given. Let's do the traditional standard Western mystery style meditation. Imagine there is a square beneath you, about 4 feet wide, on the floor, flat, and you are sitting in the middle of it. This square is now a block, and you are sitting on top of this block. The square may represent Earth. It has a density to it, a heaviness to it, a flatness to it, a pushing down force to it. As you sit upon this firm block, feel the hardness, feel the strength that you may push down upon it. And it takes the weight of your body, especially the weight of your hips. Like a sandbag, your body can sink and feel the pressure, a gentle pressure. Within the square of this giant block we are sitting on, there is now a circle that lights up. So we see the image of the square on top of the block, and within that image of the square is a circle. The circle kind of represents both mind and emotion, bodily sensation, the energies that stir our emotions, the energies that make us feel sensation, and the energies that respond to mind, the impressions, the way we react to things. Imagine from the center of your being, just below your chest line, a sphere extends outward and around you. I like to use a blue sphere, so I'm on a white cube, and my body, I'm like in a semi-lotus pose, a cross-leg pose, it doesn't matter. And around me from the top of my head, just under my butt, touching the white cube, is the blue sphere. Take some breaths in. Bring that energy inward to your center line. Drop it down, vertical alignment. Like gathering straw or bamboo or long grass. These vertical stalks all around you. Bring it to your core, to your center line. we're aligning our emotions, we're aligning our senses, our feelings vertically. When we're out in the world, our energy starts to align horizontally. We get pushed back and forth. We get triggered. We react. But when we align vertically, we realign ourselves to the magnetism of Earth square. We align upward vertically to the electric current, heaven or sky, space, whatever you like, atmosphere. With a nice straight spine and an open, relaxed body, we plug into the earth. We start to create a circuit. We've now set up the framework so our body can sustain itself comfortably. Rub your hands together, polarizing your hands, turning on the energy. Open your palms as if you're receiving something from sky. Drop the backs of your hands on top of your knees. Open palms, thumb faced out. Now, triangle. The base of the triangle, your palms are holding it. The top point, just above your head, touching the top of the circle or the sphere. You can forget all the other shapes and just concentrate on triangle. The top point of the pyramid or triangle has the height up to your crown chakra. That sharp little point pierces the third dimension. Just above the center, top crown of your head. Energy flows down to your left palm. Energy moves to your right palm. Energy moves back up to the crown of your head. You now have a circulation of triangular energy to your left palm, to your right, back up. You can reverse the flow. You can have the energy pouring into both of your palms, into your heart and back up, or from the top to your heart, to your palms. It doesn't matter. You're just working the shape of a triangle or pyramid, whatever you prefer. You are now in alignment. Because we're concentrating on the flow of energy, you're also focusing. This is the traditional Western Mystery School meditation. I've taught you this already in previous videos, but today it just flowed perfectly with what we are doing. You may notice that your body is starting to vibrate a little bit. It's starting to recharge as you are aligned with heaven and earth, as your energy is circulating, as you're using the basic shapes of sacred geometry and the symbols to cross-wire and connect the logical part of your mind and the subjective part of your mind, the conscious and the unconscious. You're creating that cross connection. You, in essence, have now set yourself up perfectly for all your goals in spirituality, in mysticism, in magic, in self-healing, in personal transformation. I've been doing this meditation for about 20 years, and it has taken me so far, beyond words. Keep the meditation short and sweet. 20 minutes is long enough, even 5 minutes. This will give you the keys for invocation, evocation, exvocation, doesn't matter. Calling in, calling out. This is my favorite, most basic, and probably most overlooked technique. But it has all the seeds, all the principles of magic, spirituality, psychic development, personal transformation, self-healing. Has all those keys there present in the very simple meditation. You can add it to your Tree of Life path working. You can add it to your Reiki if you'd like. You can add it to your Merkaba meditations if you do those things. But I really, really enjoy keeping it basic, condensing, crystallizing things back to the roots, to the simplicity. Master the basics so you can then move with complexity, with grace, with strength. When you do complex and advanced things first and never really gain a strong foundation in basics, things fall apart. They don't have a strong base. They don't have substance. So I feel like it's always best to work your basics. And this philosophy came from my martial arts background. When our teacher came in and was upset at the young teacher. So once you're a brown belt, you go through 3 degrees of brown belt, and then you get your black, and then you go to so many levels of black belt and beyond. But part of your training is the student-teacher relationship. So you start teaching what you know to students and have your students teach you where you're wrong, teach you where you need to learn. So that type of learning, of being taught and teaching and having new questions come up, forcing you to apply your knowledge and see where you're lacking, and then having your black belt teacher above you to go to and ask for clarification, it enhances your teaching experience. So the black belt would come in and he was frustrated because everyone was learning more advanced stuff and their basics, their stance wasn't perfect. And the headmaster, who was like a 3-time champion at bigger levels in the martial art world, his philosophy, his truth, which has been proven out in the field, is when you have a really strong stance, that supports everything else. It creates great defense. And then if you have a weapon, it enhances your sword work, your weapon work. So he could tell without a great stance, there was no strength and power. So he would get frustrated. And the brown belt's teacher was, well, I need to give them things that they can use now to defend themselves and to keep them interested and coming back. So let's give them something fancy, and let's give them something fun and interesting. And that wasn't the traditional way. And I had the opportunity to learn from both of them. And I decided to go with what the headmaster said. I asked him, why? And he explained. And then I practiced. And then my posture was really bad as a teenager, low self esteem. I had that classic bad posture, emo style. And I worked hard to correct my posture and to correct my stances. And then the headmaster asked me to train with him personally, and I was blown away. He's like, well, I have another championship I'd like to train for. I need someone to spar with and work with. I noticed your stances are well enough that I could actually use you. And so he saw that I listened, he saw that I applied his teachings, and then that's how he selected his student. So I share this with you. Whatever you're learning, distill it down into its very basic principles, work those principles, and you will master whatever it is, whatever subject, whatever you're interested in. So form and function is very important. And obviously, my spirituality has to do with Western mystery magical systems. The form and the function is thought form creation with basic shapes, commanding energies, and aligning with the divine. So high magic always aligns with the divine. You meet your higher self, you connect with your guardian angel, you connect with your gods and your deities, and you work with source directly. The higher up you go in the magical rank, so this is what I'm giving you, and I'm giving you everything, and I'm telling you, after 20 years, I go back to the very basics. Ground, center, align, open up, receive. Breathe, relax, focus gently, concentrate gently. Layer it all together, all the dimensions. Layer it, bring it all together, weave it together for integration. Love, wisdom, and power. You get the power through the practice and the experience. You get the wisdom through the experience and the knowledge. You get the love because of the freedom and the gifts that you can share and the connection with all that is. It's love, wisdom, and power. It's balance.